Hello, everyone. Hopefully, my internet is going to be kind to me today. So, how are you all today? It's time for another live crafting episode with Stamping with DonnaG. I hope you're all having a lovely day. It's especially for me today. It is my birthday. So, I've decided I'm going to craft live with you on my birthday. So, how special are all of you people? Nothing better to do than to craft. Hey Vicky, hey Cheryl, thanks for joining. So what I'll do is spend the afternoon having a crafting session. Hey Pat, hey Karen, thanks for joining. So I've had a lovely morning this morning. I've had a craft morning down at the CWA ladies. Hey Karen, down at the Vicky, thank you Pat. I'm having a lovely day. I spent the morning with 15 beautiful ladies at the CWA rooms in Lismore. We had a crafting morning and I think they all thoroughly enjoyed themselves. So I've spent the morning crafting with all those ladies and I'm going to spend the afternoon crafting with my online world. Thank you, Cheryl. I'm having a lovely day for my birthday. I'm also having people come over for dinner tonight. My mum and dad are coming. Dale's mum's coming. I've got one of my daughters get a big cake. They offered me a cup of coffee and I didn't actually have a coffee with them, but yeah, I did have a lovely morning with them. I've got a big cake. My girls have bought me a cake, and so there's a cake in the fridge waiting. We were trying to toss up whether we were going to have cake at lunch today or whether we're going to have cake tonight with my family. And my mum is making me a cake tonight as well. So we may have cake maybe after my live video. We may go and have a bit of cake anyway. So I'm having a lovely day, and thank you all for joining me this afternoon. Now, I was hopefully going to have my order. I'm waiting on the postman to come right now as we speak, and he still hasn't arrived, but I have, hey Renee, thanks for joining. Sorry, I'm hoping I do have, did I not turn, hang on, don't tell me I turned my phone off. No, the Wi-Fi's on, so hopefully it will get better, people. So I'm hoping, Joni's saying happy birthday to me again. So hopefully the internet will get better. Just give it time. If it's not good, please try going out and coming back in again. Sometimes refreshing your Facebook will make it a little bit better. So hopefully we can have a wonderful afternoon crafting. So my plan was, as I said, was to have my big brown box to open. So the kids are on alert that if the postman comes while I'm doing this video, I will grab my box and I will open it because there's lots and lots of new goodies all coming in that new order. But I am going to be using, thanks Karen for sharing, I am going to use some new products today and do some nice fun crafting using some of our brand new products. So hopefully you will enjoy the afternoon. So if you have any questions, please feel free to jump on, say hello, feel free to share my video. You know, if you share and you type shared in the comments, you will go into the draw to win my monthly draw, which is the Amazing You stamp set for the end of this month. So by all of you people sharing my videos, it gets to see. You don't think Wi-Fi is our problem, Karen? Look, honestly, I think it's Facebook, to tell you the truth, because I do live videos on YouTube and it doesn't break up. So I actually think it's Facebook that is not kind to us. But I'm going to be doing a new thing for my birthday. I actually got a new webcam, and the webcam is going to enable me to do live Facebook and live YouTube videos all at once. So I do admit that YouTube is much better quality when you go live doing videos. So hopefully it's not unbearable to watch. Yeah, Yes, I know it is a problem with our internet big time, but I know they're working on it, and I know I'm not sure whether NBN is going to be any better. Thanks, Murray, for joining. Thank you, Catherine, for joining. So for this afternoon, I'm going to do a couple of cards using some of our new products. Now, our new catalogue goes live at the beginning of June. As demonstrators, we are able to do pre-order, and as a demonstrator that attended on stage, I'm allowed to do even a better pre-order because we attended on stage. So I have showed you most of the products that I got in the order that I was allowed to order because I attended on stage. But this order that I'm getting is an order that you can get right now if you actually join my Wild Heart Crafters team and become one of my team members. You're able to get the products. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody, hopefully that order will arrive and I can show you some of the items that are in the bundle. But there's 3 levels of bundles that you can purchase, and you can use it for your starter kit. So there is the whole I Want It All bundle, which is absolutely awesome. It's got a few stamp sets in it. It's got embellishments. It's got papers. It's got it's got a couple of ink pads, some of our new colors that are coming in. It is absolutely an awesome bundle. It's $222, I think, and 25 cents. You can use it as your starter kit, and in your starter kit, you only pay $169 and you get $235 worth of products. So you'll be able to get I Want It All bundle plus some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals or some glue. So, yeah, it is an awesome deal. So if you're interested in joining my Wild Heart Crafters, please drop me a message. I would be happy to chat with you about it. I would love to have you as part of our team. So let's get crafting, girls, because I know that's exactly what you want to see is what we're going to craft. So I'm going to pop my laptop out of the way, and bear with me. Hopefully I will see comments and be able to answer comments as we're going. Can everybody just let me know in the comments whether the transmission is good, whether it's all clear and it's able to be watched, just so that I know. Not much I can actually do about it at this stage, but yes, I got the Want It All right. Yeah, honestly, the Want It All bundle is a beautiful bundle. Okay, so I'm just going to flip you forward, ladies, and we will get to crafting. Okay. Now, this is a beautiful stamp set. It's one of our brand new stamp sets, and it's the painted glass stamp set. So I had a little bit of a play around with this, and there's a couple of colours that will be going very soon. And so I am doing a tribute, and you will find that most of my live videos at the moment are using some of these colours because they were my favourite. There's a couple of colours that are going. So I'm actually using our Island Indigo, our Elegant Eggplant, and I'm using some watercolour paper, and we're actually going to create this beautiful card here. So sorry, I've got someone messaging me on my screen here, not realizing that I'm live, obviously. Okay, so this is the card that I'm going to create. Now, the reason why I have used watercolor paper is I wanted to color with some of our ink pads, and watercolor paper just spreads your ink around really, really nicely. So I'm going to use the new Stamparatus. Now, the Stamparatus will be available in our brand new catalogue in June when our catalogue goes live. I'm not overly sure that if you join my team, whether they will allow people to order the Stamparatus in our pre-order, because when it comes to pre-order, so one of the bonuses of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is that we get to order products 1 month prior to our catalogues going live. Bundle Gotta Have It All is back ordered. Really, Renee? I know that happened overseas. I haven't jumped on and checked that out today. That's very, very sad. But anyway, there's lots and lots of other things that you can order, which is fantastic. So, I'm going to stop gabbling here and I'm going to start stamping like I've done. So now the Stamparatus tool is awesome for stamping several times. So if you muck up your stamping, you get to be able to restamp because it's a positioning tool. So therefore it can be restamped every time until you get the proper image. The reason I'm using the Stamparatus is because on water paper, color paper, it has a textured background, so it's very hard to get a really nice solid image by stamping just once. So the reason I decided to use the Stamparatus tool was to be able to restamp again several times so that I get a proper good image. Now at the moment I've got a piece of our grid paper that I've cut so I can stamp off, and it's all good. I'm not going to pop any ink on my mat of my Stamparatus. So as you can see, I've mounted up my stamp onto, down here. I've mounted up my stamp onto my Stamparatus plate, and I'm just going to stamp down. Okay, now it hasn't given me a really good clear image, so I'm just going to re-ink again and stamp down again. Thank you, Joni. I did tell everybody when I first got on that it's my birthday, and yes, I'm having fun stamping and creating on my birthday. As I said, I spent a morning with the beautiful CWA ladies, which was fantastic, and we got to craft with them. Okay, so now I'm going to move my cardstock because as you can see in this card, I've actually stamped them all at random places. So the beauty of this is I can move my cardstock to where I want it to be. So I'm roughly going to guess where that's going to fall. I'm going to pop it up further. Okay, so I'm just going to put my magnets back on to hold it in place so that if I do mess up this stamping, I am able to stamp again. So I'm just going to ink it up again with my Memento ink and stamp it down. Okay, and it hasn't stamped real well because it's the watercolor paper, so I'm going to ink that up again and stamp again. And I may do it one more time because it's still got a few lighter bits in there. Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it, that I don't think that they realised that the Gotta Have It All bundle was going to be as popular, and that means that a lot of people are joining Stamping Up, which is awesome because we love to have new team members. It is wonderful. So now I'm going to lift my plate off. I'm going to go over this way and pop it in. Now I've got to move my cardstock again to get it where I want it to be. Okay, I'm just going to have a rough guess at about there. So I'll pop my magnets on again to hold it nicely. All three are on back order now. Yeah, I think Stamping Up, our products are getting so popular that they've been underestimating how well things are going to sell. And yeah, they've had surprises happen. And even with our blends, you know, like our blends I think were slow to take off. But then all of a sudden, once people started using our products, showing how easy they are to use. Joni, the watercolor paper is really good for the simple fact of, and I know, Joni, you did ask me for a catalogue. It's up to you. I can send you our current catalogue that we have at the moment. You can view it online at the moment, but I just thought you're probably better off waiting for the new catalogue. I'll be ordering my new catalogues in the beginning of May, which is only in 2 weeks. And as soon as I receive my catalogues, I'll be posting them out. So if anyone wants to be on my order, on my email list for a catalogue to be sent, all you need to do is go over to my website, which is stampingwithdonnag.com, and fill out the registration form on the home page, and you will receive a new catalogue sent in the mail from me. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp one in the corner here, so I'm going to line that up and get that there. Oh, you still have the old one. That's fine. Yes, so what I was explaining, Joni, about the watercolor paper is when you want to use your aqua painters and do watercoloring, watercolor paper is perfect for it because it spreads your color around really, really easy with the aqua painters, plus it dries really quickly. So, and it tends to not warp when you wet it. If you're using normal cardstock, you will find that it tends to want to curl up. But you will see, even when I watercolor today, and I put a fair bit of water on this, I didn't even dry it with a with my heat tool or anything. I actually just stuck it onto my card because it was dry enough. Okay, so I'm just going to place my magnet there, and this will be the last one that I'm actually going to ink up and stamp. Now, I'm using Memento ink. Memento is great for the blends, and I probably should be using our archival ink, but our archival ink is being discontinued. So at the moment, Memento is the only thing I have. Now in this, it did bleed a little bit, but I think as long as I, hey Jess, thanks for joining. As long as, are you working or are you catching me in between clients? So as long as you let it dry enough and don't put too much water on it, should be fine. Okay, so there I have my patterned pieces that I'm going to colour. Now I'm actually going to, I've got my sentiment mounted up on the other side of my acrylic plate, so I'm just going to try and get this that it will stamp nicely and make sure I've got it up the right way, and it will. So I'm just going to stamp happy birthday in there, and how appropriate, seeing it is my birthday, I'm making a lovely birthday card. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up. Yeah, watercolor paper, as soon as you're going to get out your aqua painter, Joni, definitely watercolor paper. And it's a lot thicker, the watercolor paper as well. So see, as you can see, it hasn't stamped properly. The beauty of our Stamparatus is I can re-ink. Yeah, the only difference is, Joni, I know this Stamparatus is going to give the Misty a run for its money. I know a lot of people have the Misty. I didn't have the Misty. I purchased the Stamparatus because it was able to be pre-ordered before Christmas. And I jumped in and I ordered 3. And 2 of my lucky customers have one each, and myself. But it's, yeah, absolutely perfect for getting really, really good, clear, crisp images, especially when you're inking with black ink. So I'm just going to pop that aside now, and I've done all of the inking that I need to do with that. So, you've had it for 2 years and never used it? Yeah. I think when you start seeing what everyone starts doing with these Stamparatuses, I think you'll get your stamping tool out, I can tell you. So now what I like to do is I like to tend to give that time to dry, but because it's a live video, I don't actually have the time for it to dry. So I'm just going to go ahead and hopefully things will work out okay and it won't bleed too much. So I'll start at the top ones that should have been dry enough anyway. So I'm actually going to start in the middle. I'm going to start with the Rich Raspberry. Now with our ink pads, and our ink pads are changing. We have new ink pads, but this is the old style ink pads. We squeeze the ink pad to get a little bit of colour up on the inside of our things. So now I'm just going to, with my aqua painter, and I'm not using a lot of water at all, I'm just going to colour in that middle flower. And with watercolouring, you really don't have to be that particular. And because I am going over this later with the other colour, it doesn't matter if I go outside the flower a little bit, because I actually blend the colors together. So it's not that big a deal if I'm not that particular. So you will see I watercolor pretty quickly, because the object of watercoloring is that we cover a lot of space quickly with the process of watercoloring. So, and I'm trying to do this fairly quick because it's a live video, so I don't want you to spend all afternoon watching me watercolor something. So as you can see, I'm just with the tip of, and I'm not even squeezing my aqua painter. Now, if this is the first time you've seen an aqua painter be used, I'm just going to bring in a scrap bit of paper to clean it. Okay, the barrel is filled with water and you have a brush tip. Oh, that's fine, Pat. Thank you for joining for a while anyway. Have a nice sleep. 11 p.m. over there. Okay, so it has a barrel, fills up with water. You can always catch the recording, Pat, tomorrow morning. Okay, and it's filled with water, and then it has our brush tip. So fantastic for watercoloring, handy, easy to use. So I've just done the centers of my flowers with the rich raspberry. And then I'm going to bring in Bermuda Bay. Now I've only used two colors here. The Bermuda Bay and the rich raspberry, but you'll find when I mix the Bermuda Bay and the rich raspberry, we get a really nice shade of purple as well. So I'm just going to go around that flower, and as you can see, as I mix, we get a beautiful purple color happening, and then we can have it coming out to the beautiful Bermuda Bay color out in the circle. And the idea of watercoloring is that you can mix and blend colors together. And as you can see, watercoloring is not precise, so please don't get caught up with trying to be perfect when it comes to watercoloring, because you don't have to be precise when it comes to watercoloring. Believe you me, the less precise you are, the nicer the image comes out. Hey Cheryl Lee, joining at 10 p.m. Lovely for you to join. Thank you for joining. First time ever catching me live, so you only get to watch the replays. Well, that's lovely that you've got to catch me live. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos at this time in the afternoon, because it seems to be like it's 2 p.m. here in the afternoon over here in Australia. So it seems to be a really good crafting time. And for those late night owls that tend to stay up a bit overseas, you get to see me craft as well. And I can understand, because I watch a lot of crafters, and a lot of the people that I watch are from the US and from the UK, so I can understand in time differences. So yeah, thanks for joining. Okay, so just going to get a little bit more Bermuda Bay ink. And whenever you're watercoloring, your watercoloring will then dry a lot lighter than what you see. So when it's dark, and I'll compare these two so you can actually see how different they look when they are together, one being wet and one being dry, because the other one that I actually did, I watercolored it about an hour ago, so it's actually had time to dry really well. So as you can see, really, really quick, but it's doing the job and getting the colour on where we want it to be. This stamp set is a beautiful stamp set. It also has some dies to go with it. I'm not using the dies this afternoon, but I will be doing more videos showing you. I've got so many new products, I actually have no idea which ones to use first. So I'm just having a little bit of a play around. So now all I've actually done, I've done this one a little bit different, because this one I've actually just mounted it up onto the Island Indigo, and I didn't actually use another coloured base. But I'm actually going to use some elegant eggplant. So I'm actually going to line that up on some elegant eggplant just to give a really nice border and a bit of a pop of colour. Bit of colour on my counter there, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up with a lovely border all the way around. And as you can see, the difference in the colour at the moment, you'll see this one is a lot paler than this one, but they do dry lighter as it dries. So now I'm going to use, this is a brand new ribbon. It is beautiful. It is rich raspberry and it is velvet. It is soft. It is absolutely scrumptious. It's so nice you could nearly eat it. So I decided that I would christen my beautiful ribbon. So I'm just popping some fast fuse on the back, and yes, sadly, fast fuse will be discontinued. It is not in our new catalogue, coming in our new catalogue. So all you fast fuse lovers out there, it is gone. Well, unless there's stocks left. I think it's actually on, I don't think it's even on back order here in Australia. I think it's, if it's out of stock, it's gone. And I was actually thinking they may have replaced it with something, but they didn't replace it with anything, so it's the tear and tape that we'll be using instead. Now I'm actually going to tie a bow, and this is for all the bow challenged people out there. I actually have to tie this different because I need to keep the velvet on the same side. So normally when I tie my bows, it does actually, I try not to twist the ribbon, but this one I actually, as you can see, if I pop the ribbon through there without twisting, I'm going to have one velvet bow loop and one plain. It is sold out here, Cheryl. Oh, sorry, over there. Yeah, it's not going to come back, sadly. So what I'm actually going to do to make sure that both of my loops are velvet, I'm actually just going to twist it. I'm turning it over as I put it through to make sure that that loop that goes through is going to come out velvet as well. So as you can see there, 2 velvet loops. And as usual, because it's a live video, it doesn't want to work for me. It is going to work. Okay, so I've got both of my loops being velvet. Okay, and when you get your bow how you want it to be, I'm going to tie that again because that one didn't work very well. Okay, and I did this on my other one and it worked. So hopefully this one's going to work on video. Okay, that's a bit better. Much better. Okay, so when you get it how you want it, pull, and everything will be just right. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that off, and I will be popping that on with a glue dot. As you can see, that's the only little bit of ribbon that I have wasted by tying my bow. Hey Sherry, thanks for joining. By tying my bow still with the ribbon connected to the spool. I'm just looking at a message on here on my Facebook, and it's saying that our clearance rack has just been updated. So there must be some lovely clearance items. I'm trying to message my friend here to tell her that I am live now. She'll get a kick out of that. Okay, so there we have our beautiful bow on there. So I'm just going to mount that up on some Island Indigo card base. And as you can see, it has come out quite nice. Fast fuse adhesive refill, currently on back order. Yeah, so it's a little bit sad. So I think we've got to get used to using something else other than our fast fuse, and mine just ran out. So there you go. I'm going to have a combination here. Mine just ran out and I have no idea where my other one is because it's packed away because I went crafting with my CWA ladies. So here you go. That's a definite blooper. A bit of fast fuse and a bit of Tombow mixture. Okay. So there you have a really quick, beautiful card. Low inventory item will be discontinued soon. Fast fuse. Yes, exactly, Renee. So I would say that you would be lucky to get it. But anyway, let's get off the fast fuse train. So there you go, quick card. So my next card that I'm going to do, I had a little bit of fun. I haven't actually totally finished because I was just sussing something out. So we have some really awesome, what did I do with the whole pack? I've got such a mess here on my desk, and I don't think I can even find the whole pack that I had of them. We have some beautiful vellum sheets, okay? This is new, out of our new catalogue, and I was sure I had them right here. But I have packed everything in on top of everything here, and sadly to say, I can't find them in my mess. So I'm terribly sorry, you're only going to get to see this sheet at the moment because I have no idea what I did with my whole pack of them, because I have a massive mess in my craft room. Don't we all when we get crazily crafting? So, okay, so what I'm actually going to do is, these are beautiful printed vellum sheets that we have, and I'm actually going to colour on the back side of this vellum sheet. So I decided, and no, I'm not going to, I was going to surprise you with one that I've already done. So I'm actually going to colour on the back of this. I'm then going to mount it onto here and onto an Island Indigo base. So I just want to show how easy this is. You can colour these with our blends. You can colour it with sponge daubers, which is what I'm going to do this afternoon. You can colour it with watercolour pencils. You can do so much with these vellum sheets. So I think they're going to be a real popular item. Oh, here they are, sitting underneath everything here. So these go with our painted glass stamp set, which is what I've used to create that first card. And I just want to show you, there's some beautiful patterns in these sheets. So the one that I'm using here is, where did it go? Oh, I'll find it as we go. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that aside. So as you can see, look at that for a beautiful pattern. So you get a couple of each pattern. So that's one of that pattern. Then you get a beautiful, a bit like a, to me, like a bit of a wire fence type of look. So you get two of that. We used this one at On Stage to do a card, and we coloured it with our blends. So it's got like a bit of an arrow effect and a very geometrical pattern. There is this, which is absolutely gorgeous. I didn't find this one. I actually found this one first, but this one would be beautiful for doing some lovely panels down the edge of the card, which would be absolutely gorgeous. So there's two of those. There is this one here, which is a little bit, again, like the wire fence. And there's some really lovely creations I can see going to happen from these. This one here has some beautiful birds, and it looks like it's looking through one of those wire fences again, which is quite cute. So that one's lovely. I actually haven't taken the time to really look at these. That one there is a gorgeous pattern. You could get two of them out of that. So you would have four altogether. So that would be beautiful to colour as well. This one here is gorgeous. This one's a beautiful wavy pattern, which is beautiful, stunning. You could create a really nice look like that. And you could actually create like a look like some hills or maybe a water effect. There's some lovely stamp sets coming too that would be really great for that to be water. Here's another geometrical pattern once again. So these vellum sheets are absolutely gorgeous. this is the one that I've chosen. So I've actually coloured one, and then I've got this one ready for my card front. So I've got another 2 left there that I could be using, which is fantastic. They've got some of these beautiful round circles, which are gorgeous, once again, and another geometric squares and rectangle pattern there too. So some really, and that's all one pack. So I can see that there will be definitely some fun. Sorry, I'm just looking. Are you talking about these, Joni? The vellum sheets? Absolutely gorgeous. And I can tell you, you will be creating some beautiful creations with these vellum sheets. So, and yeah, you get a pack of 24 sheets you get all together, and they're 6x6 size. So that's a wonderful thing that will be coming in June. Or if you get too excited and can't wait till June, you may be able to purchase them as a pre-order if you're in my Wild Heart Crafters team. Just a hint there, girls. Not saying that you have to, but oh my God, the specials are good. Okay, so I'm actually going to turn this over, and I'm going to, hey Tanya, thanks for joining. I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to use my sponge daubers, and we're going to do a little bit of colouring. So first of all, what I did was I used my Rich Raspberry. This is so funny. The new ink pads are a totally different design. I'll show you. Here's a new ink pad. Just want to show you this. They're totally different design to open. And oh my God, we are so trained to open things the same way all the time that I'm now struggling opening my old original ink pads, and I'm struggling opening the new ones, but we will have to retrain our brains. The new ones are a beautiful compact style. All you have to do is lift and slide, okay? And then pull back out and close back up. So way much easier than our old ink pads, but anyone that's been around Stamping Up for a long time will agree that we have learnt the art of opening our ink pads. But now it's like when you're using half of one and half of the other, you start to get a little bit confused. Okay, so I'm just going to use a Rich Raspberry, and just on my flowers, just going to colour a little bit on my flowers. Now these are our sponge daubers. You can buy these through my online store as well. And so I'm just putting some colour just on those flowers. And then I'm actually going to bring in, close that up, my Perfect Plum, and this colour is retiring, and I'm pretty lucky that it is because it leaked everywhere and it's such a messy ink pad that I have. Okay, so with my Perfect Plum, just going to do the butterflies with my Perfect Plum. Get some lovely purple butterflies. Okay, then I have our old olive, and I do have a dauber here that the old olive is going to work with. So I'm just on the leaves, just a little bit of colour. My old olive is really juicy, so I actually probably won't need to re-ink it. Okay, so a little bit of old olive just on the leaves. And I did use some of our Night of Navy. So Renee, you're having problems with it too, I know, I think, but we will get used to it, I think, ladies. I think it won't take long, and we'll get used to it. Anyway, it keeps our brains active. That's all I can say is it keeps us moving and keeps us being active. Okay, so I'm just popping a little bit of colour down underneath the back there, and I'm getting colour all over my desk. I needed a bit of scrap paper that I don't have at the moment on hand. But yeah, I'm sure we will all get used to it. So now I'm just going to, with some Daffodil Delight, I'm just going to pop some Daffodil Delight in this area here and a little bit down through there. So now you are going to see the beauty appear when you turn this over and pop it onto a white piece of cardstock. How does that look, ladies? What are you thinking about that? When I did it, because this was my first attempt, and I was like, oh my God, that is beautiful. So I just had a little bit of a play, and I think that it has turned out quite nice. So the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, with some glue dots, because the problem is with vellum, you have to work out where you're going to stick your glue dots on that you can't see. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to stick some glue dots down the sides here, and you don't need much to stick your vellum. Your vellum will stay quite nice. So I'm just getting right on the edge, and I'm going to cheat because I have a little trick that you can cover up your glue dots. The glue dots are quite hard to see anyway, I think, once you've done some colouring. So I'm just using 3 down each side, I think will be enough. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this with a border on both sides and stick it to my white piece of cardstock. Okay, and then with scissors I'm just going to trim the leftover bits off. And now my way of cheating is I'm going to use some of my beautiful velvet ribbon. I'm going to have to put glue dots because I just ran out of my fast fuse and I don't know where another one is, so I'm going to have to do glue dots for this one. Hopefully this will work. So I'm just going to put a glue dot where my ribbon is going to be connected on the back. And I'm just going to cover up down both sides with my ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to pop my ribbon into my glue dot. I want to make sure that I've got it half and half. Okay. And like so. Oh, sorry everyone, I just got caught up in the cord of my phone. Okay, so one piece of ribbon down that side and another piece. And this is definitely where I use my fast fuse normally. Down that side. And I'm also going to pop, with the pokey tools, a glue dot down the sides here so that my ribbon doesn't move on the front. Oh. Okay, so just lift up underneath and pop the glue dot. Just to make sure that my ribbon doesn't move down the sides. Okay, and then I'm just going to, with my Tombow, and I'm actually not going to put a sentiment on this one because I actually think it is such a beautiful card that I wanted it to be, sorry I haven't folded my base, I wanted it to be a card that was a special card that could be for all occasions. So that was my plan. So I'm thinking that it would be quite okay for it to just be like so. But as you can see, colouring with some sponge daubers, look at how beautiful you can make a card look. So there you have a pretty card. I actually did think about popping this is our beautiful laser cut. You get a whole sheet. Look at this, ladies. You get a whole sheet. So I actually did think about, and I could probably still do that. I actually did think about, I forgot this part. I've just looked over and seen it sitting on my chair beside me, because my plan was I was actually going to pop a little bit in a corner, which I think I'm going to do that up there. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to trim this. So I want this corner piece. So I actually just want this flower. So carefully trimming. I think you could get so many pieces out of this beautiful laser cut designer series paper. Okay, I'm also going to cut this piece here, and I'm thinking I'm just going to cut those little bits off to make that flower stay. It can stay, and just round that off a little bit. Now, the trick to cutting this, you cannot cut it with your paper trimmer. Yes, Joni, it's a Stampin' Up product. It's coming brand new in our catalogue, coming up in June. Brand new product, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, as you will see, on one side it is a beautiful cream colour, and on the other side it is white. So you would be able to sponge colour it if you wanted to, but you'd have to be very careful. You'd probably have to blot with your sponges. But I actually thought about just popping that up in there as well. And I think I'm going to do that because I think that looks really nice. So I'm actually just going to, you know, Cheryl Lee, I have a friend from Australia, and I keep looking at your name thinking it's her, because her name is Cheryl Algie and your name is Cheryl Lee 80. So I keep looking at your name thinking it is the lady that I know from Australia, but and I was about to say something, then I thought, no, you're the lady that said to me that you were watching from overseas. So isn't that funny how close your names are? And when I quickly look over at the comments, I keep thinking it is the lady I know from Australia. So there you go. Okay. It's so nice to have people watching me from overseas. I absolutely love crafting and love spending time with people. I think that just sets it off. What do you think? That has just even made it more beautiful. So there you go. That is some of my cards. So I'll bring in the other cards that I've created. So there's some beautiful cards using some of our new stamp sets. As I said, they will be available as of the 1st of June. But if you are really, really keen and you really want to get your hands on some of these products, as I said, if you join my team, and you can join my team. Everyone thinks just because they join my team that they've got to do videos like I do and sell products to people. You so don't have to do that. You can join my team and just enjoy 20% discount on all your orders for the next, actually 5.5 months. If you joined my team now, you would be able to get your hands on all of these, well, whatever products we're allowed to order on the 1st of May. You're never allowed to order the whole catalogue, but I would assume if they've allowed us to order these now that you could probably most likely be able to order them in our pre-order starting from, I think it's the 2nd of May. So if you're interested in joining my team, $169, you get $235 worth of products that you get to choose. All on your own. You can choose whatever you like in your starter kit. And then from then on, you enjoy a beautiful discount of 20% off on all of your orders. So I have lots of people on my team. I have some people on my team that want to do Stampin' Up as a business. I have some people on my team that have joined just to get a discount. And I also have some people on my team that have joined to get a discount, but to also earn a little bit of money to help fund their crafting as well. And there's no pressure, ladies. If you want to drop out at any time, you just lose your discount and go back to being a customer again. There's no penalties for dropping out, and there's nothing to be scared about joining my Wild Heart Crafters team. We're a great, fun crafting group of people. We have a lovely private Facebook page. I have weekly team meetings, and I would so love to have you on my team. I would also love to earn your business. Now, I have a catalog sign up form over on my website, which is www.stampingwithdonnag.com. If you go over to the main page, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator already in your area, I would love to earn your business, and I would love to send you out a free catalog when it comes to the middle of May when I receive my catalogs. So if you're interested, I will pop the link into the description of this video after I've finished with my live video. That will take you straight over to my website, but you only need to type in stampingwithdonnag.com and you will find me. Over there's a form that you can fill in, and I would happily pop you on to my joining onto my email list and my mail out list for a catalog. Where do you find what you can choose from if you join your team? Joni, you can choose anything out of the annual catalog, anything out of the occasions catalog. If you want to join my team today, you can choose whatever you like out of any of those catalogs as your starter kit. So you just choose $235 worth of products, and you will receive $235 worth of products for $169. So that's all you do. You pick and choose whatever you want to order, and you can find all that in my online store. You can have a look at all the products online. And if you're ready and you wanted to join my team, I would be happy to give you a call and give you all the details. So please, personal PM me, Joni, if you would like me to give you a call. I'd be happy to chat with you about it. So once again, thank you all, and thank you all for the birthday wishes. Share my video, please. I would love for you to share my video so that lots more people can see my crafting videos. Everybody that shares my videos, you must type shared in the comments so that I know that you have shared the video for you to get an entry into my monthly draw. I give away stamp sets every month. At the end of the month, I draw one lucky winner. So for everybody that orders, you get an entry. For everybody that shares my video, you get an entry. So, but you must type shared in the comments. So thank you all. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining me on my birthday afternoon. Everyone have a lovely night, and I will be happy to be back crafting. Hopefully tomorrow afternoon. I may jump on live again. You never know. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye for now.